you some kind of a ghost? Boo.
So, I gotta be completely honest with you. I actually recorded this video last year. In fact, some of the shots that I have are time-stamped. But anyways, life got overly complicated, so I had to shelve it. I didn't have enough time to work on it to get it ready for Halloween. I had to wait for Halloween. Because, come on, we're talking about The Crow here.
It's October, witches! Happy Halloween! In this episode, in honor of its 30-year anniversary, I'm going to review The Crow. On the night before their wedding on Halloween.
Wedding was tomorrow night. Who the fuck gets married on Halloween anyhow?
Eric Draven and his fiancée, Shelley,
Are brutally murdered by a violent gang. On the anniversary of his death, he's resurrected by a crow who guides him to his killers. The whole pirate gang, with jolly pirate nicknames, will soon learn the secret of the undead vigilante known as the Crow. When they become the victims. This is my spoiler review. Victims. Aren't we all?
Victims. Aren't we all?
Welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on my video.
Hello world! I'm Chris Mytony, aka Mr. FLIXTER.
Mr. FLIXTER.
So, The Crow was made on a budget of $23 million. It made $94 million at the box office. And that was the 90s, so just think if that was adjusted to inflation these days. Wow! So, The Crow started as a comic book series created by James O'Barr in 1989, featuring a vengeance-driven plot, but the focus was more on grief and the grieving process, not necessarily revenge per se. Originally, the Crow character was intended as symbolism for grief, on a destructive rampage until it's run its course. On the contrary, the film utilizes grief as a positive motivator for the Crow, so he can finish what he started and rest in peace at last. Fun fact. In the comics, Top Dollar was just another gang member, but he had his own small crew of drug peddlers. He's elevated in the film to an eccentric kingpin who runs the city. I guess a climactic rooftop battle with the Crow that wasn't in the comics. But I'll get to that later. I love the opening lines to the movie.
People once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead.
They're said by the character Sarah, played by Rochelle Davis.
But sometimes, something so bad happens that a terrible sadness is carried with it, and the soul can't rest.
This perfectly sets up the plot.
Then sometimes, just sometimes, the crow can bring that soul back to put the wrong things right.
No further explanation needed. Sarah is such a relatable, empathetic character. Fun fact, Sarah was originally named Sherry in the comics. In both versions, she's friends with both Eric and Shelley. They were close before the incident because Sarah/Sherry was neglected by her mother, named Darla, played by Anna Levine. Her mom is also a drug addict, in a toxic relationship with Fun Boy. More about him later. The script by David Deschaud and John Shirley is written in a way that's full of beautifully poetic, quotable lines.
Mother is the name for God on the lips and hearts of all children.
Victims. Aren't we all?
What are you supposed to be, a clown or something?
Sometimes. Can't rain all the time.
You move, you're dead.
And I say I'm dead. And I move.
The dialogue acutely romanticizes love before unveiling the tragedy of it being unscrupulously ripped away. The motivations for the couple's murders are drastically different in both versions. In the film, Shelley had been campaigning for tenant rights in the building that Top Dollar, played by Michael Wincott, currently owns. The game was sent to scare them, but it gets taken way too far.
Why didn't you do something about it? Come on, you think any of those people in that building, even the ones who signed the petition, would talk after what happened to you?
In the comics, it's an unprovoked, random act of violence. The murders in the comics were inspired by a real-life crime. This involved a couple who was robbed in their engagement ring that were needlessly killed in the process. Sadly, stuff like this happens every day, especially in big cities. Director Alex Proyas implements highly stylized visuals that still hold up today, 30 years later. The set designs have so much character and style. Each building feels so decrepit, like the city's been lived in for a long time. That's good world building.
The city's setting is supposed to be Detroit, but it looks decrepit.
The story starts on Devil's Night, when Eric is resurrected. It shows glimpses of his murder and Shelley's, briefly, through flashbacks. It shows just enough to get the point across. I'm grateful it didn't get gratuitous, given where the scene was going. If you don't know what I mean, it rhymes with grape. Showing the actual crow's point of view from a fisheye lens is a nice touch. The resurrection scene is reminiscent of old Universal monster movies, the way the lightning crashes in the rain. In the comics, the crow is a spirit that only Eric can see, not a real bird like how the film portrays. Shelley and Eric's relationship develops throughout the film by periodically cutting to flashbacks of them during happier times. A great way to develop the context of the relationship, how strong their bond was together, without over-explaining everything. When Eric takes on the identity of the crow, he paints his face in the iconic black and white makeup. The shot of him in the window, slowly zooming out while the lightning's flashing on his face, as the crow on his shoulder flies away, is absolutely stunning. Sometimes I think certain shots could have been held on to a little bit longer, just so you can take in all the complexities and the subtext of what's going on screen. Sometimes the shots are just too brief. Brandon Lee plays Eric Draven, aka The Crow.
I wish the rain would stop just once.
Can't rain all the time.
Eric?
He can be funny, sincere, or intimidating fluidly when required. His screen presence is undeniable. Shows his charismatic versatility. Sadly, Lee was accidentally fatally wounded by a prop during filming. They had completed most of his scenes for the film, and he was only scheduled for 3 more days of shooting. after the tragedy. The film is dedicated to him and his real-life fiancée, Eliza Hutton? Sorry if I butchered that. But she still works in Hollywood today. May Brandon Lee rest in peace. Let's just have a moment of silence for Brandon Lee. Thank you. Lee stunt double Chad Stahelski was a stand-in, and they used digital face replacement to superimpose Lee's face onto his head. The beginning of the movie was rewritten with narration and new scenes, and the apartment was remade with computer graphics from earlier scenes with Lee in it. Rewrites of the flashback scenes had to be filmed also. For the time and the technology, it's seamlessly blended together. You can't really tell unless you're really looking closely. Take notes, Disney digital de-agers.
Fun fact, in the comics, the character Skull Cowboy was a guide for Eric, and he was supposed to have a substantial part in the adaptation. Michael Behrman even shot scenes for it, but the role was cut due to Lee's death. Could you imagine if Michael Behrman was in The Crow? So, in the comics, The Crow kills everyone on his hit list without any difficulty. There's no consequences for his actions. In the film, however, he's on the run from the law, too. This obstacle adds the sense of urgency and agency for the plot. I think it's a nice addition. Ernie Hudson is fantastically cast as Sergeant Albrecht.
I need you to tell me what happened to us.
You took a 6-story swan dive out of a window. She was beaten and raped, died at the hospital. Hey, you ask, man.
The Crow's closest ally, because he tried his hardest to save Shelley before she died.
I saw her through your eyes. You stayed with her the whole time.
Yeah.
Including staying by her side for 30 hours as she suffered from pain.
Well, you gotta understand something, right? I was hoping she'd come out of it, you know. I needed something I could work with. Yeah.
This comes into play later on, too. He's an endearing character, respectively. Fun fact. The character Albrecht is a combination of two characters from the original comics, those being the nervous rookie cop and Captain Hook, who stayed by Eric's bedside in the hospital, not Shelley. So, the first gang member to face off against the Crow was Tintin, played by Lawrence Mason.
Victims, aren't we all?
The Crow catches his knife with his bare hands. And another standout iconic scene. Again, they should have held that shot a little bit longer. We're talking like 5-10 seconds. That would have been great. Still good. Would have been greater. Next. The Crow confronts Gideon, played by John Polito.
I heard a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door.
I love how he quotes the Raven while confronting him.
What are you talking about? You heard me rapping, right?
And the pyrotechnics used for the explosion of the shop is strikingly shot. It's so epic. After that, the Crow goes up against Fun Boy, played by Michael Massey.
Take your shot, fun boy. You got me, dead bang.
You seriously fucked up? Jesus Christ.
He gets a massive heroin addiction by multiple needles, outlined by a crow in blood. What a remarkable image.
After that, he faces off against T-Bird, played by David Patrick Kelly. He gets forced to drive through the city in an eye-catching chase scene. Then he's tied down and sent over the dock in a car, becoming a flaming ball of fury. And now, we come to my favorite shot of the film. The flaming crow on the ground. It's been burnt into my brain ever since I first saw it on the big screen. Pun intended. Look at that shot. What a magnificently glorious shot. I'll freeze frame it because, again, they could have held onto the shot for like 5-10 seconds more. But still, that's so iconic. So, when the crow faces the rest of the gang while they're standing on the table in their big meeting room, it's a fantastically filmed gunfight. Everything from the camera work to the stunts to the choreography to the slow motion. I hope you're taking notes, Zack Snyder. He takes them out one by one while the strobe light is going off to add to the spooky atmosphere. Spooky atmosphere. Especially when he's walking with the sword on the table looking for Skank, played by Angel David. I love the chase scene. When the crow is running on the rooftops of the buildings, followed by a nearby helicopter. It's so cinematic. Fun fact. Tony Todd plays the character Grange, Top Dollar's right-hand man. He doesn't a big role, but he steals every scene that he's in. At the end of the film, Top Dollar and the Crow have a rooftop fight during a thunderstorm. It's shot in wide and medium shots, as well as aerial shots from directly above them. Epic. Top Dollar gives an amazing monologue.
Every man's got a devil, and you can't rest till you find him. What happened back there with you and your girlfriend? I cleared that building. Hell, nothing in this town happens without my say-so. So I'm sorry if I spoiled your wedding plans there, friend. But if it's any consolation to you, you have put a smile on my face. You got a lot of spirit, son. I am gonna miss you.
Before the Crow gives him 30 hours of Shelley's pain all at once.
I have something to give you. I don't want it anymore. 30 hours of pain!
Right before he throws him off the roof.
All at once! All for you.
Getting impaled by a gargoyle.
It's the goriest shot of the film.
But the practical effects are so impressive. Again, they could have held the shot for like 5-10 seconds longer, so you can really soak it in. Blink and you'll miss it. I love the soundtrack too. It's a good mix of 90s grunge music. It's just so epic. The last line spoken by Sarah is so profound.
If the people we love are stolen from us, the way to have them live on is to never stop loving them.
This pushes the theme of the film to the forefront.
Buildings burn, people die, but real love is forever.
Real love never really dies. Fun fact. In the comics, there's no final showdown with Top Dollar. After all the gang members are killed, the crow just goes back to his grave. However, in the film, Sarah's kidnapped, so he leaves his grave once again so he can rescue her. This is much better than the ending of the comics, because it seems sort of anticlimactic. Overall, what can I say about the epic masterpiece that is The Crow that hasn't already been said? Since Brandon Lee actually died on set, it adds layers of sorrow and omnicity to the film. Such a talented actor would have had such a promising career if it wasn't for that horrendous accident. The film does a great job of keeping the darkly macabre tone of the source material for maximum effectiveness. Highly stylized is an understatement. This goes beyond highly stylized. This goes above and beyond highly stylized. I don't think I've seen another film like it. I'd consider this quintessential, groundbreaking cinema. One quote from Sarah especially gets to me.
A building gets torched. All that is left is ashes. I used to think that was true about everything. Families, friends.
This perfectly summarizes the extravagant film about two literal soulmates.
Feelings. But now I know that sometimes, if love proves real, two people who are meant to be together, nothing can keep them apart.
It's about how one will go to great lengths to avenge the other. Oh, the power of love. I highly recommend this. It's similar to Spawn, Hellboy, and Blade. So if you like those, I recommend this. And best of all, it's currently streaming on Shudder. You can watch it right now. If you haven't seen The Crow by now, what are you doing with your life? Fun fact. This was released in 1994. That means I was 9 when this came out. I have fond memories of seeing this at the drive-in when you had to put the speakers into the windows of the car. The funny thing is, I don't remember what I saw this with at the drive-in, because they normally show 2 movies there. You could say, as the crow flies, it's always stuck with me. So, my official grade for The Crow is an extra large popcorn with an extra large side of birdseed. Don't forget about the real crow. Remember, whenever you wish the rain would go away, just think, it can't rain all the time.
I wish the rain would stop just once.
It can't rain all the time.
Eric?
Go watch the crow right now. So, until next time.
I'll see you at the movies.
Have a great day. Did you know that I'm a film critic for HorrorBuzz.com? You can read my reviews on their website, and I make frequent appearances on their YouTube channel, HorrorBuzz Live. So I'll leave links below for that too.
A whole jolly club. Jolly pirate nickname.